Honeybees alone pollinate 80% of the flowering plants, including more than 130 types of fruits and vegetables. India, with its predominantly agrarian economy, heavily relies on the activity of pollinating bees to optimize the yield of 70% of food crops. One of the many reasons for the decline in bee population is increased radiation. Prolonged exposure to radiation impacts their lifespan and reproductive capabilities, potentially affecting their population and pollination process. In China, farmers have resorted to hiring manual labor to hand pollinate their crops, which is a time consuming and cost intensive process. This situation would be even more critical in India, where farmers are already struggling with indebtedness and consequent high suicide rates. In some plants with exerted stigma and included stamen, natural pollination is a difficult process and requires specific types of pollinators or human intervention to fasten the process of pollination. Another major problem for farmers is insect infestation, for example, locust attacks that devour the crops and vegetation. This can be prevented by cultivating the pollen at earliest sign of infestation and preserving it for regrowing the crops faster. Urbanization has led to space scarcity and environmental concerns. So, for sustainable living, the trend of terrace gardening or rooftop gardens has emerged, producing many vegetables, medicinal, or ornamental plants. But on higher rooftops, lack of pollinators becomes a concern. Bees may not be able to access the area, which can slow down the process of pollination. Firstly, we need to find a bisexual flower or a unisexual staminate flower. So, taking hibiscus for example, we can simply collect the pollen, but first we need to insert the stamen between the space between the outside clip and the inside clip. Then, using the upper handle of the device, we'll simply extract the pollen. Now, we can use a brush to brush off the pollen into the solution. Now, as you can see, the pollens have been collected into the collecting pouch. Now, we can use this solution to preserve for later use, for example in the next agricultural seasons, or we can simply spray the solution or pour it onto the stigma of a female flower. This method can also be used to extract pollen from inserted pollens. For example, in this flower, the pollens are very deeply inserted into the flower. So we can simply, like this, we can insert all the stamen between the clips and then on extracting. Now we can use a brush to brush off the pollen.